I'm willing to bet that I am not the only person whose mind does what I'm about to tell you in this video. And this all started this morning when I was journaling. And I was journaling about what's happening in my life, as one does when they journal typically. And specifically, I was writing about good things that have happened to me lately that I've been working towards and that I'm seeing come to fruition. And then I was also writing about other things that I'm still trying to do and other things that I'm trying to accomplish and I'm trying to figure out right now. And the thing that I noticed was that when I was writing about everything that, let's just say, is like not going perfectly right now, or it's not all falling into place, or I'm not doing enough in these certain aspects of my life, whatever that means, I was like very quick to be like, yep, okay, this is something that I need to work on. That's fine. I'm working towards it. Like basically taking full responsibility for all of that, as I should. But when I was writing about the things that were falling into place in my life, the good things that were happening, I was super quick to not take any credit for it at all. Like I would just brush it off. Like it was just like another thing. Like, for example, I just got a new client in my business that I've been trying to grow for a little bit. I do social media management. And I was writing about getting the client. I was like, oh, well, that just kind of happened randomly. Like I just got this, random referral from over here. And so, like that doesn't really count. Or just, I mean, again, like other things that I'm doing. Like I just started going to the gym again. I haven't been in the gym for a while. I was like, yeah, but like I should have been doing that anyways, like the whole time. And I was just super quick to just brush this shit off like it was fucking like somebody else did it. And just immediately give credit to God or the universe or somebody else or my friend or whoever the fuck it was whenever good things happen to me. And I was so like, it's crazy. Why does our mind do that? I know I'm not the only one who does this. Where did I learn this from? Where did any of us learn this shit from? Why did we learn that we have to take responsibility for every little bad thing, for everything that we're not doing correctly, and make ourselves feel like pieces of shit for it? But whenever good things happen, we have to be humble and we have to pretend and, we have to not brag because we don't want to seem like we're ungrateful. Fuck that shit. Be grateful and give yourself kudos and pats on the back and allow yourself to feel proud of the shit that you are accomplishing. Don't minimize that. And it's crazy how, and like our mind does it. Our mind's been taught this. Like the brain it's just software. Like that's it. It's just like it finds patterns and it finds ways to do things. And then it keeps doing those things to try to be as efficient as possible. And that's just what it does. And then it just operates that same way until you give it a little update. And so in making this video and bringing some of this stuff to light, I think what I want to talk about is what do we do to give the brain that little update? Like, where do we go from here? And so I'm going to talk about what I'm doing about it. And I don't know if this is the best way. So if you have another way of accomplishing this, please leave a comment and let me know kind of your thoughts around this. Because again, I know I'm not the only one who does this, like who minimizes our accomplishments and just moves on to the next thing without allowing ourselves to feel proud of and celebrate everything that we are doing. And then when things don't go our way, we're super quick to be like, yep, that's on me. Should have done better. And it's so funny. Like it's funny how we do this. And like, I'm kind of animated and like jacked up here. But like, I see the humor in it, I do. And I think we have to be able to see the humor in these little tricks that our mind plays on us that is not to it's not serving us. It's not helping us like be our best selves. It's just, based on some shit that we were given and how we were raised, whatever, if you were from like a household that like really valued you achieving and getting good grades and shit like that, like that's how I grew up. So I'm assuming that's where all of this is coming from, is just acting like, yep, it's just what's expected. Whereas, again, when you don't do as well as you thought that you were going to do or that you wanted to do, then you're supposed to be punished for it. So either way, what I'm going to do and what I think is helpful for everybody to do is like the first step is just awareness. Like it's just noticing when your mind does that. So if you don't journal, maybe keeping a journal could be something that you start to do. Or just, again, just be conscious as you're going about your day and like as you're reflecting on things that are happening at the end of the day, for example, the way that you feel about how you handled certain situations. Like let's say that your boss said good job at work or something, and you were just really quick to brush it off and be like, yeah, well, it's my job. Whereas, yeah, it's your job, but like you should celebrate you doing a good job. Like that's the point of like growth, is allowing ourselves to feel good when we do good things, rather than just making ourselves feel like shit when we do shitty things and then just feeling meh whenever we do good things. So if you make yourself feel like shit, you might as well allow yourself to feel good too. So just notice. That's the first step, is just noticing when your mind does that. And whether you notice it right in the moment or whether it happens later, just start noticing. And the more that you build that habit of noticing when your brain is doing that, then you'll start to catch it like sooner and sooner, like exactly when it happens. And then kind of once you're at that spot, it's about then noticing and realizing like, no, that is incorrect. Brain, thank you for doing your best based on everything that you've learned so far, but you are incorrect and that's okay. And don't judge. It's not about judging yourself. It's not about judging your mind for doing a bad thing or anything like that. It's just about realizing that, you know what, there's a different way that I think I want to handle this from now on. And so I'm going to train my brain so that that's the default rather than what I've been talking about as being the default if you are that person. And this works with anything, by the way, that you want to change inside of your brain. Like self-talk, which is a whole other general topic that I can talk about, and then specific ways that we talk to ourselves too is a whole other thing. But the way that we talk to ourselves is so important, and like really influences the way that we perceive reality and the way that we move through this world. And so in looking at this, what I'm talking about right now, this is just another way that we talk to ourselves, that we, again, minimize our achievements and we maximize our fuck ups. And so I don't want to do that anymore. So again, the first thing is noticing, being aware, and then catching when that's happening from a place of non-judgment, and then being able to work with that and just make the little tiny correction of like, no, I'm going to allow myself to feel proud right now. Or if something doesn't happen the way I want it to, be like, yeah, I'm just a human being. Why do I expect myself to be perfect? Let's give myself a little grace right now, and then let's go from there. And then the third thing, I guess that was maybe two, but the next thing, let's just call it, is working with affirmations. Now, this is definitely something that I would recommend having a journal for, but you can also repeat this in a mirror, which feels kind of weird, I'm not going to lie. But like writing affirmations that are like just positive self-talk and ways that you want to like wire your brain to just start working in like the default mode from now on. And so like an example of an affirmation with this could be just something as simple as like, I choose to allow myself to feel proud of myself for my achievements, or like, I choose to feel proud of myself when I achieve things. And then I choose to give myself grace when things happen that don't necessarily go my way. Something along that, but I think it's really powerful choosing the words, but using the words I choose to or I can, rather than like I should or I feel like or I would like to, because it's just you're kind of like, it's not real like when you use those words. Whereas like I can is like, that's a positive statement that you're making right there. Like if you say that, with your fucking chest out, and you mean that shit. Like, I can do this. Even if you're falling short right now and it feels like you can't, just write, I can do this, or I choose to do this. This is a choice that you are making to work with your mind in order to give it a little software update and move about life in a new way. And I'm sure there are many other ways of attacking this problem, but this is the way that I'm choosing to do it right now in my life. And, it's crazy how much work I've done on myself over the years and how all of these things still come up. And like, it's really, sometimes I want to kind of get on myself for being like, oh, how have I not dealt with this by now? But it's like layer by layer. Like, I'm sure I've dealt with this exact same thing before, just in a different way. And so this is the layer that I'm at right now. This is now how deep is really realizing when that self-talk comes up and then being able to, okay, let's start working with that. And so don't be hard on yourself for wherever you're at in your journey right now. But I think that this is a pretty common thing that a lot of people do. So I wanted to make this video about it and hear your guys' thoughts. I'm curious, like, what are some other ways that you notice that you talk to yourself that may not be serving you to the best of your ability? And if you have any other ways of, attacking these types of things, I'd love for you to leave a comment so we can have a discussion about it. Also, too, join my community on Patreon, where, I'm building a community of people to help each other work through all of these little things that we do that are part of the human experience to help us live our best lives, help us break free from the bullshit that we have been given and taught from society, decode all of that, and give ourselves like new tools to just live our best lives. So be sure to check out my community on Patreon. It's completely free. Drop a like, drop a comment. Please subscribe to my channel as well. That would mean so much to me. Share this with a friend if you think that it might help them. And I appreciate you for watching. I'll see you next video. Much love.